back to another episode of the Intentional Iron Podcast. Today, I am specially joined by Mr. IFBB Pro Josh Jefferson. Brother, how you doing?
I'm chilling, brother. I'm chilling. It's still weird to hear that. I don't even know if it's going to be something that I ever introduce myself as.
You're not gonna have a belt that says IFBB Pro. You're not gonna wear it all around.
Bro, I don't even wear a fucking belt. I do stiff leg deadlifts with 500 pounds and don't wear a belt. I ain't buying no goddamn Cardillo belt. Fuck that.
Yeah, right. So first of all, I want to say congrats on that. I thought that was so cool because you kept that show wasn't even planned or whatever from what I could tell, and then out of nowhere you're just I'm gonna go do it. So yeah, first of all, congrats on that. That shit's awesome, bro.
Thank you, brother. Awesome. You're actually one of the first people who knew I was even doing a show.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was like, hey, listen, I'm traveling that weekend, or that week, that Wednesday, we were supposed to record. And you were like doing a show, and I was like, yeah, you'll see soon. Because I wasn't telling anyone. We decided it's 6 days out or 7 days out to do it. So it wasn't like I was sitting there and plotting this shit. Just happened.
Yeah, it was just kind of out of nowhere. Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Well, you look great. You look crazy. The transformation that you've made. We're gonna get into that, later or whatever. But it's fucking crazy what you've done. So first of all, give me a little bit of your background. I know quite a bit of you myself from watching listening on podcasts and stuff, but just from my viewers as well. Just give me a little of your background, what your come up was like, and how you got into the sport of bodybuilding and everything.
So let me start this off with my typical bodybuilding is not a sport, it's a beauty pageant.
Right, fair enough.
It's a hobby. All right, yeah. So we got to start it there. I'll start straight up from the beginning. Around 12 years old, I decided I was going to go to the best high school. Actually, at 6 years old, I decided, but at 12, it became real. That I was going to go to the best high school around here for football, which is called St. Anthony's. Kid will probably get drafted in the second round of the draft this upcoming year. His name's KJ Duff. Plays for Rutgers. He's from St. Anthony's. We're a pretty good football school over here on Long Island. But I knew that I was 150 pounds, 5'3". And I was like, yo, I'm good, but I'm not fast, not very agile. If I want to be on this team, I got to figure something out. So my godmother, Suzanne, she brought me to the gym for the first time. Sue is she used to be friends with Dave Palumbo. She used to train at Devs. And she just brought me to the gym, and we do 3 sets of 15 on every fucking exercise that we did. Mm-hmm. And I do 45 minutes of cardio afterwards. I wound up losing 20 pounds. Didn't really follow a diet. The only part of my diet that I vividly remember was I'd have a pure protein bar and a cup of tea after every workout. You dip the pure protein bar in the tea to get the bar to be soft. And
that's crazy.
I kind of fell in love with the process during that because I lost the 20 pounds. I looked significantly better. I felt a lot better. And then I went into high school. I wound up making that team. And, 5'3", 135-pound Mike linebacker on the best team in the state as a freshman. And the kid who was starting over me originally was 6 foot, 190 pounds. And I beat him out by the end of the second game.
That's crazy.
And I was like, yo, that's sick. Then I hit a crazy growth spurt. I was 5'10" my sophomore year, 190 pounds. So it was pretty easy to beat him out after that.
Right.
And I say beat him out because he's one of my best friends, too. So love that guy. But in general, I just fell in love with training at that point, lifting weights. I don't know if it was per se training, but it was cool to go in the gym, and I was just strong as fuck. Mm-hmm. A lot of people have seen my deadlifts, my stiff leg deadlifts. I was pulling 400 pounds off the ground as a freshman in high school. Mm-hmm. It was just something I got really good at growing up. So I fell in love with it and went through high school, played football all the way through high school, got a scholarship to go play Division I football, played linebacker at Bryant University, and kind of realized around sophomore year I was not making it to the NFL. Mm-hmm. I was still going to try. I was still going to work my fucking ass off, but I kind of knew it by that point. Mm-hmm. So I started drinking a lot more, started partying a lot more, kind of just trying to enjoy college. And then my junior year, I tore my ACL. And right as soon as that happened, it almost stripped my identity from me. I identified as a football player and nothing else. And all of a sudden, that was gone. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to play my senior year. I had a redshirt year, but I wasn't staying at that school. And I remember it was our third game of the year or second game of the year. We were playing Stony Brook, which is a Long Island school. My best friend from high school was starting running back on that team. And we traveled every single Long Island kid, even those who did not play, except for me. I had never not traveled to a game.
Yeah.
Redshirt freshman, not even bringing pads. I was on the sideline holding the clipboard. Mm-hmm. So And when I asked my coach why I wasn't traveling, he goes, "We didn't have the room." And I goes, "But you're bringing freshmen who aren't going to play.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah,
tough.
you're not even packing their pads. I'm able to play. Our starting Mike linebacker's hurt. You're playing a kid who's never started a game before, and if he played in the game, he sucked." I was like, "Me on one knee is better than him. What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Shout out Jimmy Lowe. Love that kid too, but he sucked. So I turn around and I'm like, "Yo, this is bullshit." So that started my alcoholism, like, to the fullest extent. I was drinking from that point forward every day, bottle of Bacardi every day. I was showing up to practice drunk. I'd show up to class drunk. I was driving drunk. I was doing everything drunk, man. I was fucked up.
Yeah.
And I pretty much did my whole senior year like that. I would still train. I'd train drunk. I'd be drinking fucking during a intra workout. Like, I'd be drinking a bottle of Bacardi while I was training.
That's hilarious.
But I was a fucked up human being at that point.
Mm-hmm.
That's going from there. I turned around. I started working at Enterprise. I controlled the drinking enough to not drink while I was on shift, but I was still drinking pretty heavily. But sooner or later, it got through the first week. I knew I didn't really have a ton of money left, and I figured that I'd get my first check. No, you don't get your first check until week 2.
Ooh, ouch.
I had $20 to my name, and I had the choice of going to put gas in my car or going to get a bottle of Bacardi. I made the decision to go get that bottle of Bacardi, and I walked to work the next day.
Damn.
My manager gave me $20 to put gas in my car so that I could get home, he drove me home so I could get to work the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I put $10 of gas in my car and went and got a small bottle of Bacardi.
Shit, bro.
I was hoping that check was going to come through. And it just, after that, I realized, I was like, bro, this is a bad decision. Stop fucking doing this.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, the check came through. But by that point, I had pretty much already gone through like the hardest of the withdrawals of like 2 days or so. And I haven't drank since. 6.5 years sober.
Congratulations, bro. That's awesome.
Thank you. It's from that point forward, it was like I needed a new vice.
Right.
And that vice became training and like bodybuilding. Realistically, like, during this time of me being an alcoholic, I was slightly suicidal and I was trying to kill myself. And I realized, there's a lot of ways to, as fucked up as this comes down, there's a lot of ways to try and kill yourself. And like, what would be the coolest story to say at Heaven's Doorstep would be like, yeah, I killed myself on a leg press.
I got jacked. I was jacked. you walk up to there and you're this humongous. How would you die? It's like, well, I was pursuing being humongous. Yeah, so that's funny. I love that perspective.
I got under a leg press and I just pushed it until I physically couldn't, and next thing I knew, I was fucking dead.
Dude,
and like, if I said that at the pearly gates, I was like, you know what? That's a hell of a way to go out. That's why I say I trained with Death Wish, because it's dead ass.
Yeah. That's a lot more cool than saying, yeah, I drank myself to death, or something that the normal person would have to say at the pearly gates or whatever. So yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from. I feel like that's such a common thread with bodybuilders, is like the football obsession and identifying with that pipeline to bodybuilding. Like, I see that with so many people. That was mine too, is like I played football or whatever, and that's like I played sports like all throughout high school or whatever, and then my coach kind of did me pretty shitty my senior year too, like all through high school or whatever. But the only thing that was consistent that I had like control of was the training. And then I fell in love with that. And then that just cascaded into whatever it is now with bodybuilding and such. But I think it's so funny seeing that parallel with so many guys. Like, they start, their sport goes bad, but they have training to always like fall back on. And then it just cascades into something like this for everybody. So it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I sit there now and I'm like, damn, how much better of a bodybuilder would I have been if I was like not?
Mm-hmm.
How much better of a bodybuilder would I have been if I was not playing football?
Yeah.
Like, if I started at 19 or if I started at 18, I think about it all the time. Like, yeah, dude, I was in college. I had a meal plan. Could turn around, stole chicken and rice every day. Slept when I didn't have class. Trained early in the morning. Trained late at night, and then chilling.
Yeah. How old were you when you decided to go all in on bodybuilding, like take it very serious or whatever?
The day after I stopped drinking, I was 21.
21. Yeah.
I just didn't do a shot of fucking steroids by that point.
Yeah, true.
That was the only difference. Was like I was doing dog crap training the day after, because I sat there and I was like, yo, how do I kill myself?
Yeah, that's definitely the way to do it. Some of those training programs I've seen from Dante and all those guys from back then are psychotic. But speaking of training, I had one question I wanted. This may be a little too personal, but I wrote it down because I knew we were going to get on, because I know from the podcast that you before, and I'm sure still now, but you train like with a death wish, like that's how you trained through and through. So the one question I had was, when you were in that mindset of like death wish training, whatever, what is one thought or memory that you always called on to quote unquote take it there?
My father left when I was 3.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
so I
That's
felt like
relatable.
I yeah, I fully convinced myself that he didn't want me more than that may be the truth. I'm convinced he was like, nah, fuck that kid. So
Yeah,
that's easy.
yeah, that was okay. Yeah, that's me and you both have that in common. That's a thought I call upon as well. But I thought I'd ask you that because I know, like, hearing all the stories of your training or whatever, just taking it till you are you're seeing God or whatever. It's like I was like, I wonder what, because everyone's has something like drives them, whether it be relationship broke their heart, they wanted to kill themselves their whole life, or something like that. Which I call on that thought a lot too as well. But I know that we all have some sort of like cocktail of like inspiration that we call upon. So I thought I'd ask that. But yeah, that's a good one. I know I don't want to get too personal. I don't want you to like, I don't want it to be like
Nah,
awkward or
bro,
anything. But yeah,
I am an open fucking book, dude. You can turn around and
yeah,
say whatever the fuck you want to me. I don't care.
yeah,
I'm a
yeah, for sure.
I genuinely don't give a fuck. Like at the end of the day, my life is an open book. Nobody can turn
Yeah.
around and say shit to me that I can't turn around and say shit to myself. I literally looked at
Hmm.
myself in the mirror before a hack squat set 2 days ago and goes, "There's a reason you got second place, you fucking pussy."
Yeah, exactly.
Like I
Yeah.
don't care. That's just me.
Yeah. You got to carry yourself like that, because like at the end of the people that are going to like you and that you're going to be attracted to and that you will attract or whatever are going to like you regardless of what you do or what you don't do. And people are going to hate you no matter what. So it's like, just be yourself, because you would hate for someone to like not fall in love with you, but like be attracted to you and that be not who you are as a person. They're just like fall in love with like a fake person or whatever. But speaking of the gym, you're currently at your gym. So give me a little bit of your experience with owning a gym, because you're still a pretty young guy and you've owned a gym for quite a while. So give me your experience with that, like the highs, the lows, thoughts on it, all that kind of stuff.
I'm smiling because if you couldn't tell, this is gonna get fucking funny.
Yeah,
Let me say this. How old are you?
21 in 2 days.
Cool. In 2 days and in a year from 2 days, don't buy a fucking gym. Because I was 22 when I bought a gym.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for fucking 6 years, brother. I've been in the buying a gym, working for myself, trying to figure it the fuck out. Do not do it. You know
That's
why?
hilarious.
Because
Wow.
I got lucky. I own a gym, and I've owned 2 gyms now. I owned Ultimate, and then I switched it over to Pivot.
Hmm.
And I got blessed in the fact that, like, I give off a fuck off attitude.
Hmm.
So luckily, I'm able to train and normally not get bothered too much.
Yeah.
But your training will go to shit,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Because you are the guy, no matter what.
Hmm.
Something breaks, yo, Josh, something broke. Yo, I'm in the middle of a fucking hack squat.
Yeah.
Hey, how do I turn around and set this up so that I can contract my chest better? I'm in the middle of a fucking workout. What?
Yeah. Right.
Like, but hey, you know what though? The shit that makes me super stoked is you see like a younger kid turn around, they're a little shy coming into the gym. They ask you a question, you can tell like they're fucking shook, right? And I
Hmm.
give them an answer, and then you see them apply it, and you see them transform. Right? Like you see this random little shit put on 15 pounds of tissue in a year. And you're like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
Yeah.
good shit. He's like, yeah, bro, I took your advice to heart. And it's like,
Yeah.
the fuck you did? Good shit,
Yeah.
bro. Like, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And
For
that's
sure.
the shit that excites me. That's why, like, if you ever see in my video or like my leg day videos, there's this kid, JJ. It's like 6'3", 6'4",
Hmm.
tall, skinny white kid. He's competing in an OCB show in 12 weeks, 12 and a half weeks. But I've like taken him under my wing to be like my leg day partner because the kid fucking listens and he works. And like, I'm going to make sure that he looks his best on stage. I'm not his coach, not his coach whatsoever. But from my sessions with him, we're training at the same times as him. If I got to do cardio with the kid, I'll do cardio with the kid. I am going to do my best to make him follow his plan to the best of his ability so he can look as good as he wants to look on stage.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because that's what it's all about, right? Like it's the relationships that you kind of build in the gym. I don't give a fuck about making money here. I do
Hmm.
online coaching. I love online coaching. That is where I would love to make my money because I get to change lives very quickly individually. Here, I want this to be a place that like anybody can walk into, They get to turn around. There's a sense of community, but more than anything, it's like this is a place that fosters hard ass work.
Mm-hmm.
Right, this is the hardest part of your day. You come in here, it's hot, you're sweating. There's some fucking overly big gorilla looking at you, fucking screaming at you because he got nothing better to do in his office. You know, my dog is here with me. Like, this is just a place that like fosters fucking growth, and that's.
Yo, what is up, beautiful human who is watching the podcast? First of all, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch the podcast, listen to the podcast. It means more to me than you guys know. But I recently checked my YouTube analytics, and 89% of you guys that are watching are not subscribed. So if you could do me one little favor, take some time out of your day and please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell, do all those cool things, and that will mean more to me than you guys know and will help me build this channel so I can bring on greater guests, keep giving you guys information and all that good stuff as well. Second thing is, this channel is not sponsored, so I do not make money from these videos, but one way that you can support me is by using my affiliate codes. Right now I've got 3 affiliate codes. One is gonna be with Nutrix Supplements. I've used all their products for about 2 or 3 years now. Their protein is very good. They have a vast variety of EAA flavors and all that kind of stuff as well. I have a code with Biomix Labs. This is my little bottle of SLU for all your peptide needs. It'll be code MADDOX over there, just like my name, MADDOX. And then I have another sponsor now with Flavor Gang. Flavor Gang has some of the craziest flavors when it comes to like cream of rice flavors, when it comes to 0-calorie sauces. It is some of the craziest tasting things. It tastes like you are cheating on your diet all the time, which is crazy. So that'll be code MADDOX over there, just like my name, MADDOX. And if you guys can please use my codes over there to support me in my journey of whatever this is, that would mean more to me than you guys know. But with all that being said, let's get back to the podcast.
Kind of what I want from it.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's creating like a third home for people. Like they have you have home, you got your job that some people don't really claim as a home, but there's somewhere there a lot, and then they can go to that third place, which is the gym. I love that aspect, and that environment that a gym creates for some people is huge. You meet some of your best friends like through the gym from like what I hear and stuff like that. I wish I live in a really small town that has like 5,000 people, and there's one gym, and the gym is like basically like a senior citizen home. So it's like the environment there is just not it. So that's awesome. I've thought about owning a gym, but it's like buying a gym at that age, don't do it. All right, understand.
Don't do it. The real reason, the purpose I'm saying don't do it is just because you have to understand that it's all on you at the end of the day. If a piece of equipment breaks, and like it's in your program, well, you got 2 options. You switch your program and you fix the fucking piece. I've had days where it's like, oh, I got to do a lat pull down. And one of our lat pull down cables is a little bit longer than the other. I'm tall. I have a really long wingspan. One of those lat pull down cables I can't use. So the one that I can use was the one that was broken. So I had to bust out the toolbox, fix the lat pull down machine before I got into the point of using it, right? And it's not like I have all this money in the world to go have a maintenance man who's here 24/7. So it's one of those things that, like, if bodybuilding is your priority, find a gym, a well-kept gym, a gym like Pivot that you can go in, you can fucking train hard, you can get after it. There's a great community, and do your job outside of it. If you want to own a gym, and the most successful gym owners I know either run it with their significant other who's not into the whole bodybuilding thing, or they hate to say it, they look like they don't train.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because they can't prioritize both to like the extent they need it or whatever.
Right. Luckily, again, I found online coaching and I fell in love with it to the point where like it's what I love to do. And I love personal training as well. So it's like the people who come to me are normally cut from my cloth.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I was listening to a podcast yesterday. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was listening to a podcast, an old one yesterday with James Hollingshead. This was before, this was when him and JP owned their gym together or whatever. And he was like, it was nice. Like the gym's great and all, but it's like, if I'm training and I see someone eyeing me, it's like, I want to be in my set, but it's like, I kind of have to tend to that person. And then he made some kind of switch to a different gym. This was like after they split up or whatever. He was like, I'm just able to train. Like this is a game changer. And I could definitely see that being annoying or whatever. So yeah, owning a gym. I'd like to.
Like, listen. Listen, if you turn around, right? I know a lot of gym owners who are into training like that, and they do one of two things: they train at a different gym, or they train at their gym while it's closed or on off hours. I live 45 minutes from my gym. Training here at 4 a.m. is not happening. right? Because I'm here till 8, training here at 5. Or we close at 9. Training here at 9 o'clock. It's not happening because I got to be here at 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I train right around 11 when it's pretty dead. Shit, shouldn't have said that on the podcast. Now it won't be dead. But I train right around 11 a.m. I have the same group of people here generally. Those same group of people come here and they also train really fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
I got Malik, Worship Malik.
Yeah.
He comes here. He trains right around that time too.
He looks nuts.
Bro, he is. I'm not saying it out loud because I didn't say it out loud for my friend, right? He's special.
Yeah.
He's fucking special.
Crazy, yeah.
So, me and him will get after it. The funny thing is we're very similar. We don't fucking talk during the training session. We won't speak to each other. We're boys, right? We'll be on FaceTime for like 2-3 hours. We ain't speaking during the fucking training session.
Yeah, it's completely different for sure. Completely different when you're in. Y'all are both in there for some sort of mission. But speaking on coaching, I have one question. So if you get new client coming out of a show, whatever, wants to go into a rebound bulk phase, or maybe it's like more of an off-season phase. If you had to build an ideal bulk cycle with 3 PEDs, what are they going to be?
All right, when you say 3 PEDs, do we mean like 3 anabolics, or are we saying like peptides included?
3 anabolics. Let's do that.
All right, so I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna say test and either DECA or MPP, because if I have the ability to use ancillaries, obviously GH, obviously insulin, and they're coming out of a prep, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm going to figure that this is a younger kid, so I'm going to say that they're probably not testing their master on. So I'm just going to use an AI instead.
I like that. I'll listen to quite a.
If I got to use 3, then I'm going to say master on. But if I'm not sure that kid's going to turn around and test his shit, then I'm going to say MPP test. I'm going to tell him to get an AI off of a telemedicine site. I'm going to make sure that he gets GH, and I'm going to make sure that he has insulin, and we're going to turn around and run that fucker and get him huge.
Yeah. I see so many, not so many, because I don't really follow like that side of bodybuilding per se, but like the demonization of AIs. And I think it's hilarious to like demonize a drug or something like that within the sport of bodybuilding. We're all using like, it's like, why are we like taking one thing and pretending it's like the devil? Like that just doesn't make sense in like in any aspect.
Yo, I said this probably like 2 or 3 years ago. It's funny. I was still working with Kuba during this time. I never understood this, right? We're not going to use an AI. AI is terrible. But we're going to use Masteron to manage your estrogen. So we're going to use one drug to manage the side effects of another drug instead of using a drug that has a direct impact on what we're looking for, because we don't want to use a drug to manage the side effects of another drug.
It doesn't make sense. It seems like it would be common sense to be like, use this one thing that directs this one thing instead of using 3 times of this one drug that will have XYZ outcome. Like that just doesn't make sense.
We're essentially saying 1 minus 1 equals 0 is the test in AI, right? Versus 1 plus 1 equals 0.5 with test and Masteron.
Yeah.
Because we're not fully managing estrogen, but we're managing it enough, and we're getting a little bit of anabolic stimulus out of it. So, like, this is obviously better. It's like, no.
Not really.
We just take more testosterone.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And we could actually probably take testosterone and an MPP or something that does aromatize and the AI and get more gains out of it.
Yeah, right. I haven't had the most experience with PEDs or like, working with clients or whatever, but just from like what I've read and what I hear, it's like, it's almost very like the things that like make sense, like the way that like people within your space, and like my coach personally is Tom Schuster, you know him, and just the way that people I love Tom, in that realm of coaching speak on just makes a lot more sense. So whenever I listen, like I went through G3U, I did all that or whatever, and just listening to like that like side of bodybuilding compared to like what guys that I listen to say, it just seemed like there's more common sense with that circle of approach. Now, I mean, I'm sure there's variance every situation, and it like everything within bodybuilding in general could literally be in and with it depends, because everyone's gonna respond differently. But just like the common consensus, it just seems like a lot of the things that people within like you or like Joe or like Tom or anybody within that space just says, it just makes more sense. Now, obviously, there's going to be differences or whatever. What are some PEDs that you have seen that maybe like that you personally respond well to, and other clients don't? What are something that you get on with that other people don't, or vice versa?
Shit, that's fucking easy, bro. Tren. Mm-hmm. I respond to Tren like a motherfucker. I took Tren for 3 weeks of this last round. And that's what got me ready for the show.
Wow.
Like, I don't know if you've heard the story or not. I don't remember what. It had to be on the podcast with Joe. Probably on the last one with Joe and Austin where we talked about the prep, where we put Tren in, and he turned around and he was like, "Are you cool with Tren at 8 weeks out?" And I was like, "Bro, I was on Superdraw from 16 weeks out last year. Like, of course I'm good with that." And he goes, "All right, cool. Let's add in Tren at 70 milligrams a week." And I turned around and I responded back and I go, "You're about to witness my African genetics somehow."
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, haha, like funny, right?" 3 weeks later, I won a pro card.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Because I was dead ass fucking serious. So, like,
yeah,
I know what that shit does to me, and I don't get negative sides from it. I've run 400 milligrams of Tren and not gotten night sweats, not gotten the mental sides from it, wanting to kill everybody in the area. So when he said 70, I was like, those are fucking rookie numbers, bro. Let's fucking go. And I knew for a fact what it was going to do. I knew it was going to have me ready early. I just didn't know that early. I figured we were going to wind up wanting to jump into junior nats, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. That's the cool thing about bodybuilding is like in every aspect, it's so cool to see how people respond to like different training, different drugs, different diets. There's so much variance. I think that's also interesting. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, bro, that's a big one. I exploded off of growth hormone 3 separate times. I've shown pictures on other podcasts of like what I look like before I ever touched growth hormone versus 3 weeks later. Exploded off of that. And I exploded off of that 3 separate times because like one time it was when I went from 0 to 3 IUs. The second time was when I went from like 4 IUs to 6 IUs. And the third time was when I went to 10 IUs and like exploded. I literally say it completely changed my genetics.
Yeah, so like with like each escalation, there was like an obvious increase in like every positive outcome you'd want.
Yeah, and like the only thing I will say is that running 10 IUs as long as I have now, bro, the swelling I get or the water retention I get at the end of the night, I feel myself piss it out overnight. It like sits in my lower calves or in my like kind of by my Achilles, and I'll get up the first time to pee in the middle of the night, and it feels like I got ankle weights on. I'll wake up the second time at night, and it feels like they are significantly lighter ankle weights. By the time I pee in the morning, it's all gone. So, like, I also will fluctuate like 8 pounds overnight. It is what it is. And I know it's from the GH because it can't be from anything else. But I'm also like, hey, you play the game, you get the fucking results. You know what I mean? You win. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And that is a stupid game I'm playing, knowing the disadvantages I'm going to get.
Yeah, right. You just accept it. I think a lot of people try and like get into taking PEDs and they try and like mitigate every single side effect that could potentially happen. But then it's like, bro, you're just playing the game. Like this is just gonna happen. You know, like I think a lot of people as well like think their way. I've heard this reference on a few podcasts recently. It's like people will think their way into side effects. They'll like convince.
Yeah, I don't get sides, bro.
Yeah, that's what
I don't get sides because I don't allow myself to believe in that. I know Tom talks about that too. Like I said, bro, you know what's funny is like, do I get the night sweats from Tren? Maybe, but I only take Tren in the summer. Mm-hmm. I'm sweating in my house right now because my mom didn't turn the goddamn AC on.
Yeah,
I ain't been on Tren in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like, am I really turning around and getting Tren sides, or is it just hot?
Or is it just hot as shit? Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. So when it comes to bodybuilding and stuff like that, do you keep up with like competitive bodybuilding? I'm pretty sure like what's going on like competitively, like the competitions and shit like that. What are your thoughts on some of the upcoming shows and some of the recent announcements of Tampa and all that kind of shit?
I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some shit up.
You know what? You know why I love Nick is simply because, oh God, you're going on this fucker's page?
This is the first one I had pulled up. Hold up, let me pull up a different one.
Yeah, fuck that guy, bro.
You don't like Beyond or Daniel or whatever his name is?
Go back to his page.
Daniel.
Scroll down. Keep scrolling. You gotta find Junior USA's.
Junior USA's. He posted.
It's gonna be a 4x picture.
Sass. I wanted Sass to win so bad that show, bro.
Instead of Bonet, that was never gonna happen, bro. We weren't there in person. That was never gonna happen. We weren't there in person, but Bonac just as much black and round as can be, and also just peeled. Hey, there's Malik.
But yeah,
it's after that.
Yeah. Wait, what picture I'm looking for?
It's a 4x picture from Junior USA's. Right there.
This one?
Yep. Click that. Read the caption.
Oh, come on. God damn it.
So there's one there, and then he turned around and he posted something about how there was a big class at a regional show for some guy. It was as big as a Class D at Junior USA's.
Yeah.
And then he posted something on his story about like that's how top 2 didn't deserve it in Class D because there was only 5 competitors and put out my whole government name. So
what? I think that's
and like
so stupid.
It was a competitor
I've seen a picture of Daniel before, and he's like
5'3" of him.
Yeah, like I don't think you have the authority to say shit like that if you don't have a pro card and you don't currently compete. Like I don't think you have the right to say shit like that. Like that just doesn't make sense.
Fuck. Yo, listen, I'm gonna say it like this, bro. I'm either too attractive or I'm not attractive enough for him, is what it is.
So yeah, so Tampa Pro, we have. I know from what I've heard, we have Nick, Joe, Yohan Perdelis. We also now have Kennedy, which is going to be sick to see. Who else? Who else is doing Tampa? I think that's it. James, Hollingshead's doing it. That's gonna be cool. James hasn't really like landed his plane in quite a while, so I like to see him do well because I like James as a person. He had some kind of post up a few days ago.
So I got Nick as my guy, and the reason I got Nick as my guy is because too many people doubt Nick, right? Yeah. And Nick is from up here. Nick is a Jersey guy, and when you doubt somebody like that, who is just all right, say what you want about me, but I'm gonna prove you the fuck wrong, and he does it time and time and time and time again. You can't bet against someone like that.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Right, like, and also, bro, I love Nick because not only is he going to prove you wrong time and time again, but unfortunately, he kind of stopped doing this. He's going to rub your fucking face in it.
Yeah, he's a little going to
make you feel like a fucking idiot. And like every time, bro, he's consistent. It's like, golly, bro, you're going to bet against this man, and he proved you wrong once, twice, 3 times. Keep it going.
Bro, that's why I love Nick, is because he's like a bodybuilder's bodybuilder, and people will still hate on him. I'm like, dude, this is like, I wouldn't say like your ideal bodybuilder, but like I don't see, like, he doesn't miss. And like he missed at like one show and then came back, proved everyone wrong, and people will still find a way to hate on him. Like I don't get that. Like I want to see, like, whenever Nick, I talked about this in my last podcast with Ron Parlow. When I was watching the Arnold, like I'm a taller guy myself, so I like the taller aesthetic physique, whatever. But whenever Nick and Andrew were going at it, I fell asleep because like where the Arnold was at, it was late here, and I wanted to go to bed. And when I woke up and saw Nick lost, dog, I was devastated. I
didn't think Nick lost, and I'm a big fan of Arnold. I'm a big fan of Andrew.
Me too, bro.
I don't think Nick lost.
So we have, this weekend is Tampa and Toronto, right? Is that correct?
No, Toronto's this weekend. Tampa's in like 6 weeks.
Oh, that's right. I'm retarded about that. Yeah, so Tampa's this weekend. This is one guy in Classic I'm very excited to see is Kellen.
Kellen looks great. Yeah. Yes, Kellen looks great. I'm a big fan of Kellen. I'm sorry. I'm the most excited for Quinn.
Yeah. I want to see Quinn do well. I like Quinn as a person. That's why I want to see him win. He's like, the few podcasts he's been on, he's very like, he's not cocky. He's very just like humble from what I can tell. And I want to see him get his flowers.
Just click that picture, that mirror selfie, that like gay ass mirror selfie. Yeah. Look at that fucking physique, bro. Look at that silhouette. Like that is no homo. That is one of the prettiest fucking shapes of just like if you sat there and you told me, like, as a young 14, 15-year-old, like, hey, what is it you want to look like? That's what I want to look like. When I look in the mirror, that's what I want to look like.
I just want to see him do well because it's fucking psychotic. I just don't want, I just don't want him to come, hey, Are you tired of falling in the same cycle of always falling off your diet, hating how you look, and never making any progress with your physique? Well, brother, that ends today. Down in the description below will be the link to my website with my one-on-one coaching as well. With the one-on-one coaching, it's no AI bullshit. It's personalized plans to fit your approach for your goals, for whatever that may be. Whether that be building muscle, losing fat, getting to stage, whatever it is, I'm here to help you. If you've been stuck in the same loop for the past 2 years, haven't made any progress in the gym, your sex life sucks, your libido's off, your hormones are off, I am here to guide you to the perfect approach for you. If that sounds like something that interests you, hit the link in the description and let's get to work. I'm like a Regan, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want him to be like, oh, it's his year, just one of these days. I want him to like get his flowers like soon. I want him to do well soon. I feel like Regan, I know they said stuff about Regan for like years now. Like it's his time, and it's like he still has yet.
It's been Regan's time for 10 years.
Do what?
It's been Regan's time for 10 years.
Yeah, I don't want that to be.
Literally, I was in college when I first found Regan, and they were like, "Oh, this guy's going to be Mr. Future Mr. Olympia," and it's like, "Yo, I've been out of college for a long time now."
Yeah, what's Regan's doing? Is it Texas? Is that right?
I think he's doing Texas. He might be doing Tampa as well.
Yeah.
The thing is, so like, I'll be honest with you. This is the string of shows that I would like to do next.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that. Yeah, I want to ask you what your competition plans are now that you're IFBB Pro.
Yeah, so big pro card, right? Well, you know what's honestly the problem with that question is I have a propensity to put on over 15 pounds of tissue in an off season.
Yeah,
I've done it not once, but I've done it twice. 1 year it was 16 pounds. The next year it's fucking 25.
What's your cap? Or
234.
234. You're on stage at this year.
Finals this year, I was on stage at 228.
Oh.
When I was on stage for prejudging at 225.
That's 6 pounds? Am my math off? 6 pounds? 8 pounds?
9 pounds.
9 pounds.
But weigh-ins, I was technically 219. So that's 15 pounds. And I have a propensity of putting on more than 15 pounds. And if I do, let's say I do Toronto next year, that's giving me 13 months. I haven't had a 13-month offseason. Between Universe and Junior Nats, when I put on 16 pounds of tissue, that was only 10 months. Yeah. Then from Universe to Junior USA's, that was about 9.5 months, and I put on 25 pounds of tissue.
And you didn't even have a good rebound from what I've heard.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
so
now Joe is steering. That weight cap's cooked. That weight cap's cooked.
Yeah. So we talked about it, and we had like a genuine conversation of like what our plan is, and our plan is to turn around and we're going to shoot for a classic string of shows next year. We might have to diet off some tissue, and I would love to do Toronto, Atlanta, Tampa, Texas. It's about an 8-week contest window. Yeah, it's a very long time to be in prep. Yeah, and honestly, if I wind up doing that, no matter what happens. Let's say I won all 4. I'm not doing the L. Yeah, couldn't. Right. Because that would mean that I was in prep for a fucking year. Yeah, that'd be rough. That would be rough. Right. So let's say I somehow won all 4 straight. I'd have to call it. Or if I won 2, I would have to call it after the second one. Or if I won 1 and came in second at another one, I'd probably have to call it if I really wanted to do the L. So how I look at it is like, hey, we'll compete in Classic this year. If we got to diet off 5 pounds of tissue, we diet off 5 pounds of tissue. That's going to set us up for an absolutely nasty rebound. And then it's Project Maryland Muscle Machine. Yeah. I was fixing to ask you about that. Yeah. I want to look like Kevin LeBron. I've always wanted to look like Kevin LeBron. I've been compared to Kevin LeBron, not as like, he could be like Kevin LeBron, but like Kareth Badjo told me 3 years ago, he was like, I see you as a future Kevin LeBron type of bodybuilder who can get in serious condition. Yeah. And he's been my favorite bodybuilder since I was like 13, 14 years old. Yeah, me too. He's one of my favorites. Yeah. If I could turn around, first and foremost, I don't have the arms for that, but that's probably why we have an arm day now. If I could turn around and look like Kevin LeBron by, 32, that would be pretty fucking cool. The only thing is, like, Kevin LeBron, I think, was like 250 on stage. To be Kevin LeBron's size, probably have to be like 275. That's what I was thinking now, 275. Yeah. Because I got like 3 inches on him, 4 inches on him. Right. I was going to ask you when you were talking about competition and like your weight cap being right there. I'm like, I don't think Josh is the kind of guy to like settle for being at that weight and just
diet off tissue, make the weight cap. I think you're the kind of guy that like wants to continuously progress and never just like, because like, that's how I think as well. Like hopefully one day I'm to the point where weight cap is an issue. Like I would never be like, I'm just going to settle here and just like, because you would never have an off season. You would just have like a maintained season and then you would die. Like that just seems like so counterintuitive to what bodybuilding is. Like that just seems
I
like,
don't think I could legitimately do that. Genuinely.
Yeah, you physically couldn't. Yeah, right.
The way I train, I don't think I'd be able to do that. I would have to train with reps in reserve, and I'd hate myself. And I'd honestly probably start some sort of addiction again.
Yeah, because training is like what that channeled addiction is into it. And then if you were to, yeah, I could see how that'd be like a cascade of shit. I was listening to a podcast with Callum and on Niall's podcast or whatever, the Transparent podcast. And they were talking about like Niall being so close to the weight cap and how they wish that they could like take some muscle out of like his glutes and his calves and put it somewhere else. And I would hate to have to like mitigate, because I mean obviously Niall is a different species. Like he's made for classic. Like he needs to like find a way to make shit. Like, he needs to find a way to make that work because he's like classic in and of itself. But like just in general, I would hate to have to like try and mitigate my training and do all these things just to stay in the weight cap. Like that would be so much. That'd be AIDS. I would hate that.
You know what's funny is that's when I realized I wasn't made for classic, because I have a very classic shape.
Yeah.
But when I met Niall in the bathroom at New York Pro, and I looked at him and I looked at myself, and granted, think about the timeline here, was at that time I was about 8 weeks out of Universe. So I was 3 weeks out of Junior USA's. And I looked at him and I was like,
Jesus.
Yo, he's not that big.
Yeah.
Like structure wise, but there's muscle hanging off of his frame.
Yeah.
Right. So like, don't people in the comments don't start sitting there saying Josh said that Niall's not big. No, Niall's big, but his structure, his frame, like his shoulder width. Go back to that video. His shoulder width isn't very wide, but there's fucking 6 inches of deltoid muscle hanging off of that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Right. The bubbliness to his physique is something that can't be taught. He's just the amount of muscle that sits up. Go back to that picture. You can see it there. No, one forward. When you look at that, think about that in a t-shirt. You wouldn't be sitting there and saying, oh my God, that's just a crazy physique, because you can't see how small his waist is.
Yeah.
But then you turn around and he takes his shirt off and you're like, what in the fuck? And you're not honest to God. When I look at that, I would love to see him as an open bodybuilder, because it would look fucking insane.
Yeah.
But would he be able to carry, because he's 6'1"?
Yeah.
Can he carry 300 pounds on that frame?
No.
I don't know. Does he need to? Probably not.
Probably not, yeah.
But like, where does it go? When you look at that frame, right? Look at the quad sweep in that fucking front relax rep, or in that front lats rep. Look at that quad sweep. You putting it on his legs? No. Jeez. You putting it on his fucking lats? Yeah, you can put some there. You can put some on his arms. Like I said, he's got 6 inches of fucking deltoid muscle on his goddamn delts.
Yeah.
You can put some on his chest. You can put some on his back in general.
Yeah.
Right? You can put some on his hamstrings. But like, when you say 60 pounds of tissue,
that's a crazy
shot. Where is it going?
Christ, wow. Man, yeah, I think he's my favorite physique in classic right now.
I think he wins the fucking out.
I was just thinking that I didn't want to make that claim and you'd be like, bro, you're tripping. But I was like, I think he can beat Mike and Ruff and D.
I don't if we're being completely for real, my top 3 at the O this year for classic goes Niall in first, Ruff in second, and then
Dino.
I don't really love Ramon or Mike Sommerfeld's physique, but it's got to be one of those.
Me neither. I like Dino's physique more than Mike's, to be honest, for classic, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Dino won last year, right? Yeah, Dino won last year, not Mike. I'm tweaking.
Yeah, right? Dino won last year.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I could see not winning this year as well too. But I think him and Dino have a pretty similar. Isn't Ruff Diesel's pretty short, like compared to them two, right? He's like
Ruff is tiny.
Yeah. But his shape and his presentation carries him more than anything, or his presentation for sure. But
and then I'll tell you this, right? The 27 Olympia.
Yeah.
My top 3. If Niall can make weight, Niall. Anton, Kyrie.
I have a podcast with him tomorrow. Kyrie's bro, that physique is ridiculous.
I've been on record saying that I didn't think Kyrie could win the Mr. Olympia. Right? Like I said it once.
Yeah, I believe it. I truly believe that.
I truly don't sit there and say Kyrie can win the Mr. Olympia or can't win the Mr. Olympia because I don't believe he can. I say it because fucking do it. Prove me wrong. I want him to prove me wrong. I love Kyrie. Kyrie is my boy, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like that to me, that's like damn near family, right?
Right.
Prove me wrong, please. Because I'll put my money where my mouth is. I would rather give you the money and you prove me wrong than me turn around and say like Kyrie can't do it and prove me right.
Yeah, right.
Because I think that is one of the freakiest physiques ever. Another favorite bodybuilder of all time, mine is Brian Buchanan.
Yeah.
That might as well be Kyrie's fucking father.
Right, yeah.
Their structures are wildly
similar. Yeah. My favorite thing about Kyrie is not even the physique is insane, but his like outlook on life and his approach to everything is very cool. Like I like how he's very like he's not cocky, he's not like all about himself. You can tell he's like very like stoic or whatever, and that's what made me start following him, and that's how I reached out to him to want to get him on the podcast as well because I wanted to pick his brain on that sort of thing.
Yo, he is calculated. He is a fucking machine.
Sniper.
Literally, he is a sniper, and he is one of those people that like you can tell that every decision he makes is for whatever the goal is at hand. He does not turn around and fuck around. He is doing whatever he's doing for singular reasons, for a singular purpose, and I rock with that. And it's funny as hell because me and Kyrie are extremely similar, but differ on one very big thing. I need a target. He doesn't need a target. He might have a target.
He does it, yeah.
We say it all the time, right? Like process-oriented versus results-oriented.
Yeah.
For process-driven versus results-driven. My target is my result, but I'm willing to do the process every day.
Yeah.
He just wants to be the best bodybuilder he could be on a daily basis. I'm the best bodybuilder I could be on a daily basis because of the target.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that motherfucker will every day, bro. I swear I post a physique picture, he posts a physique picture. I post a training video, he posts a training video. Mm. And he quite literally turns around and says to me, like, shit, bro, I stepped off stage of prejudging. He didn't say congratulations. He said, let me know what show you want to get your ass whooped at next year.
That's awesome. I love that.
I said, let me go win this card. Let me go guarantee that I won this card. He goes, where were you on stage? I go, right of center. He goes, so let me know what show you want to get your ass whooped at next year.
Damn. That's awesome. I love that competition.
I fuck with that heavy as shit.
Yeah, I love that competition aspect of it, and there's no like negative behind it. It's just like it's all love, and that's what's cool.
Yeah. So like, hey, listen. At the end of the day, I have nothing bad to ever say about that guy. Mm-hmm. I think I'm on his kill list. I know I'm on his kill list. I've been on his kill list for at least a year now, and I love every second of it because he is just he's special, bro. To say that somebody like that, with that level of potential, with that level of genetics, says to you, like, yo, let me know what show you want to get your ass whooped at, in some way, shape, or form tells me that I'm competition, where I don't see that.
Yeah, it's a compliment.
And that's one of the coolest fucking things on the planet. So,
yeah,
love that guy. I love that you're going to have him on, so I can't wait to watch that episode, too, because that's my dog.
Because I've never seen him on a podcast, and he seems very, like, well-spoken, so I'm like, I need to pick this kid's brain, or not kid, I need to pick this guy's brain, but yeah, that's going to be cool to have him on. Did he, not to, like, ask about his personal life, but did he go to the military?
Yeah, he's still active duty.
That's what I thought, because he said, let's do 1300 CST. I was like, okay, got it. I was like, okay, yep. Sounds good.
Yeah, he's still active duty military. Nice. Thank you for your service, Kyrie.
Yeah, for sure. God bless. I'll talk to him about that tomorrow. It's awesome. It's cool. Awesome. Well, bro, I always wrap up the podcast with one question. And the one question is, Josh, whenever your time comes, whenever you go to the pearly gates, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as somebody who led with love, who accomplished the things that he said he would, and who gave back to the people who, truly deserved it. I want to be known for someone. I want to be known the way that my mom is known, as somebody who puts their head down and works hard as shit.
That's beautiful, bro.
So,
giving back to loved ones. That's all. That's what it's all for. I think that's one thing a lot of guys and people will miss is like the aspect of trying to give back to others, because like at the end of the day, that's what That's what, like, I don't know how big you are into like faith or whatever, or like that whole aspect of life, like spirituality or whatever, but that should be something you always look back to do, is, giving back to others. So man, I love that. I love that about you. That's awesome. I think you'll be,
Yeah,
I think the way that you've carried yourself with the gym and giving people back the environment that they need to succeed, giving people information through your posting, through your coaching, through the podcast you do, you're definitely going to leave behind that message. I mean, you've done it for me. I mean, I barely even talked to you. I barely watched you for that long, and you've given back to me. So like, you've done it for me. So like, I appreciate that as well.
I
So
appreciate I appreciate hearing that, bro. Like that's literally why I do. There was a long period of time, bro. I was trying to keep all the information I had like locked in a box to like, oh, you got to pay me
yeah,
for
me
this
too.
stuff, and it's like I
Yeah,
realized that it's like, yo, that's not what it's about. Like it's about we all have this
giving.
information. At the end of the day, like there is health problems associated with not knowing this information. Somebody turns around, doesn't know how to fix their A1C, and they are taking years off their life. And that shit's not hard.
Yeah,
So it's like, yo, I'd rather give you back that and not get paid for it, because realistically, I can give you the information. It's up to you to turn around and actually do some shit with it.
yeah, exactly. That's why like giving info is like, or having the info is cool, but it's like, how are you going to apply this? How are you going to know when to change something, what this marker means, what that does? And that's where like the role of a good coach like yourself comes into play. It's like all the information's out there. And in 2026, you go to ChatGPT or any of these AIs that I have pinned on my thing, and you can look up anything you want. The info's there. How to apply it, and having someone that actually gives a shit about your health is what matters. You could get the perfect protocol, perfect diet from an AI or whatever, but it comes down to like someone like yourself that wants to see that change and wants to give back to people and builds that connection, which is the biggest thing with a coach that really matters. You know what I mean? So that's awesome for you, for sure. That is awesome.
100%.
100%. Well, brother, I appreciate this more than you know. I'll have this up probably on Friday on my birthday. I'll probably have like a little birthday upload. So I appreciate you coming on, man. It's been great having one of my first new IFBB Pro guest on. So, brother, I appreciate it. I'll shoot you the link whenever this goes live, and I
Yeah.
appreciate you taking the time, man. Thank you.
I appreciate you having me, brother. Thank you.
Yeah,
Happy
for sure.
birthday. But your first pro was Ron.
Yeah,
He might
true.
not be active, but he was your first pro. So
True. Yeah,
I'm
good
good
point.
with
Good
being
point. Yeah.
second to Ron.
Yeah, for sure. Newest pro, put like that. Newest pro.
Yeah,
Newest
I'll
pro.
take that too. I'll take
Yeah, for
that.
sure.
But thank you, brother. For real, have a great birthday. Happy 21st. Don't
All right,
drink
brother.
because I can't
I
I
don't
can't
drink.
tell you
I
to do
hate
that.
drinking. I hate drinking.
All
All right, brother.
right,
God
good.
bless. Have a good one, man.
You too, brother. God bless.
Bye bye.